I thought it was wonderful when my son came to live with me after the breakdown of his marriage. My husband died 10 years ago, and I admit I was quite lonely, so I was looking forward to the company. All was fine at first, but then my son became depressed and gradually started drinking heavily, and the son I once knew changed character. He lost his job and began sitting around the house all day. He became aggressive towards me, and I couldn't believe that my son would say such hurtful things to me. I was the worst mother, and it was because of me that everything in his life had gone wrong. The strain was terrible. Trying not to upset him or annoyed by the slightest issue would set him off. His rugby team would lose a match, the wrong filling in his sandwiches, everything was my fault, and he would start shouting and threatening to hit me. He would throw and smash china dishes that I had cherished all my married life. It was so upsetting, and I was so stressed. He started taking my pension. Small amounts went missing from my purse, but then he started demanding more and more until I had little left to pay the bills and pay for essentials. I didn't know what to do. I would walk to the shops to get away from it all, sit in a cafe where I knew I was safe and make my coffee last an hour, dreading going home. I was so ashamed of my situation. One day, a neighbour happened to walk home with me, and she noticed that I had lost a tremendous amount of weight and looked sad and dishevelled. These words of concern led me to cry. She took me to her house, and I just broke down and told her everything. I felt awful telling her about my situation, but it made me realise I needed help. And together, she helped me contact social services and Age UK. I am now living on my own again, and I have my independence and my safety back. Despite my son apologising for his behaviour, I still can't get those hurtful words out of my head and my heart. He is receiving help for his alcohol addiction, and I still love him, but I know he cannot live with me ever again.
Psalm 139, verse 8. If I climb up to heaven, you are there. If I make the grave my bed, you are there also. Elizabeth did what all mothers hope they would be able to do. She was there for her son when he needed her after his marriage broke down. She loved the company at first, but when he changed, life became unbearable. A mother's love is hard to walk away from, and allowing him to stay seemed to go hand in hand with Elizabeth's love for her son. Her son, however, showed no such respect for her as a person, hurling personal insults, smashing precious memories, threatening physical violence. Her observant neighbour noticed the changes in her appearance and behaviour and was able to listen compassionately just when needed, as well as help him with practical advice and contact details. After Elizabeth began living alone, she realised that just because she couldn't live with her son, it didn't mean she had stopped loving him. Lord of life, thank you for the bond of parental love that is with us throughout our lives and the lives of our parents and children. Give us the strength to help our children through their difficult times and the wisdom to know when to seek professional help. Amen.